I'm Scott Allen Miller. It is the 9th of April 2022. It's Saturday, and today, for the first time in 7 years, my friend Carla is coming down from Matagalpa, and we are going to hang out. Believe it or not, we have not met after 7 years. We have worked together for years. We have worked on external projects together. She has worked for my company. Her sister is Anna, of Alan and Anna, that has been on the show several times, that lives on the beach. I know her through Carla. Like, we have so much connection over the years. I met Carla's brother a number of years ago at the airport in 2019 to give him a laptop to give to Carla, and I've never met Carla in person. We've done lots of video conferencing together, never met in person. I've been to Matagalpa, but still never met in person. So today, she's coming down by bus, is supposed to arrive early this afternoon, and that's super cool. Really looking forward to being able to hang out with her. This morning, mostly chill around the house, some video games, some cleaning, some prep, nothing too much. And then Carla arrived pretty early, kind of like 1 o'clock-ish, and wanted to do lunch. So she arrived, and Alan and Anna went and picked her up at the bus station, the bus terminal, and brought her over to the house, except they went by taxi, and the taxi didn't feel like going to the house, so he went to apparently Guadalupe, dropped them off at Guadalupe Church, acted like that was Laborio, and none of them recognized the church, and so they were stuck quite some ways away. So it was a 17-minute walk, which is hardly tragic, but the terminal's only 35 minutes away, so it was almost exactly halfway that the taxi didn't bother to take them. And it was about 102 today. That's the official forecast today, 102 degrees, 39 Celsius. It's painful, and there's no clouds. So walking in the heat was just outrageous. They were exhausted. They got to the house and felt like going out to eat and wanted to try out something new. So a group of us with Alan and Ava and Anna and Carla went to Barbaro in El Centro, which we walked to, so another 12-minute walk or so, and had a really nice lunch there, and I got takeout for the girls. Service was not the best today. The food was excellent. The place is always nice, and generally they're one of the better places in town, but like, we ordered a jarra of sangria. That didn't come until quite a bit after we had finished our meals. You had to push to just kind of get basic things. That really should have been pretty fast, but it was okay. But we had a nice lunch and then walked back, so we got some exercise, and then everyone went down back to the beach, and we have an apartment. So we have a house, and then next door we have an apartment building, and we have some of the apartments now, and the one that's gonna be my office we just got, and it's not fully set up yet. And so Carla is going to have that as a little apartment to stay in while she's visiting. She's just staying one night. So it's great. We have it as a guest room. We're going to have a guest room in the future. It's not the one that's our guest room now. That's the one that's now our guest room is going to be my office once we have all the space. A lot of shuffling stuff around, but it all works out. They're 4 almost identical rooms, but there's a better use for them than the way that they were acquiring them. However, this morning Paul and I discovered that if he turns on the air conditioning in his room, and I turn on the air conditioning in what will be my office in the guest room, at the same time, it blows the circuit. So we called in our electrician from the beach, and he drove out and immediately went up and he felt the electrical, and he's like, oh my gosh, you have to shut off the air conditioning. This is so hot, you can't have this. We're like, oh no. He's like, this is a tiny little wire. It's not meant for air conditioning. So we're like, what can you do? He's like, I'll rewire the whole thing. So he came out right as we were going to lunch, because we discovered this morning. He came out and put in all new wiring for the existing rooms so that our little window units can be run, so that Carla will be able to have air conditioning tonight, and then, because there's no ventilation, like you would die in there. It's 102. She does not live in this part of the country, so this would be outrageously hot for, I mean, this is outrageously hot for her, because Matagalpa at most gets up to like 90 at a peak, right? This is 102. There's a big gap, and most of the year it's pretty cool and it's always cloudy. Like, it's a completely different climate. And we got that done, and we're having new wires put in because the front rooms are going to have split units, so they're much more efficient and much colder, and we're able, because that's the rooms we're going to use a lot more often. So we did all that. That was a big project today, but very needed, and it's a good thing we discovered it when we did. And then after everybody, relaxed this afternoon and chilled for a while, I did a bit of work, then we actually had to get going pretty quickly. I say like we chill and relax, but it was a very small amount of time. We were supposed to be out at the beach at 3, but we couldn't make it out that quickly because lunch went so long. About 4 o'clock, we made it out to the beach for the Simple Beach Lodge's Salsa event, which is going on from 3 o'clock all night, and ended up being the most amazing time. We had so much fun. We had a DJ, and all 3 bars were open, and we ended up at peak having 105 people that we counted all at once. We had dancing. The dance floor was packed. Not when I got videos, because it got dark and I have the GoPro and it just doesn't do a great job in low light, which I have complained about in other videos, but we had a really good turnout. So many people in the dance floor. We had the beach full of people dancing, lots of people watching. It was so much fun and so wildly successful. Definitely going to be a new thing that we are doing, and go ahead and take a shot. It was super cool. Very happy with the whole thing. It's definitely a neat event. We never thought that we would have a discotheque on the beach, and Dominica commented, we totally have our own 23 bar. We had as many people as 23 does, the biggest club in Leon. Now, of course, they do it 7 nights a week. This was a special event, so that we were able to get to those numbers is not saying that we're at their level, but for one night, we were able to be at their level for sure. It was awesome, and those people went till midnight, and tons of people commented to us and to Yvonne about how great the event was, how fun it was, how good the food was, how well the whole thing was organized and put together. And we did it with our own sound system. We didn't have we had a DJ come in, but they didn't bring their own sound system. They used ours. So that was a big deal that we have the capacity to do that. We actually were able, with 105 people, normally at 40, we would stop ordering food. Sometimes at 35, we start to be like, can you handle feeding us? But tonight we were like, it's 105. And the kitchen's like, we can do it. So we ordered dinner. We had food in 20 minutes. It was excellent. Everybody commented about how good the food was. It was a whopping success, and it was the first time that we opened up our bar and grill, as I call it, where the grill was actually open. So a parrilla, a real traditional Nicaraguan parrilla, and some of the girls from the kitchen went there. So we had 3 people, 2 of the kitchen girls and 1 assistant who normally works in the restaurant, and then the kitchen was completely packed. I don't even know who was in the kitchen. There were so many people in there. They had so much fun. They have the new equipment, and they have all the temporary tables set up, and this huge thing. It was good that we had 3 people working the other side just to relieve some of the capacity. We had a bartender up in the deck bar. The whole thing was crazy and went really, really well. Wild success, very happy, and we'll be doing that in the future. That is Saturday. We have no events tomorrow, on Sunday, or on Monday, but on Tuesday we have our first live band concert planned. That's Larry Emerson is coming out, and that we love him. We've seen him a few times, does a great show. He's just doing his small group, not his full band, because it's a small venue. It's a Tuesday night. What are we gonna do? So we're really looking forward to checking that out. I hope you enjoy the footage from salsa dancing, and this is just so cool that we were able to do this whole event. Thanks for joining me. I will see all of you tomorrow. Please remember to like and subscribe. I will hang out here for just a second, because I know when the video ends, your brain goes somewhere and you forget what you're doing, and I understand. So to help you out, we're hanging around. There's a subscribe button right down there, and you just click that and it'll let you know, and it helps me out because it tells YouTube how much you enjoy the show. And you can hit the bell if you want to be alerted. I don't feel badly if you don't hit the bell. That's okay. But it does help my statistics. The algorithm does actually like if you hit the bell. I don't do it for most things, so I understand, but it's there for you to make things more convenient, so you know as soon as this stuff drops, because it drops every morning, but sometimes in the afternoon I do extras. So if you want to know, that's how you do it. And of course, leave some comments, ask questions, tell me how awesome things are, tell me what you like and don't like. And by the way, I got some feedback from people that said that the GoPro looks fantastic, and while the Olympus does look better, no one has said it doesn't look better, but what I'm hearing consistently is, yeah, but it's not that big of a deal, and don't put in the effort when the GoPro is so good. So we'll mostly be doing the GoPro for things, but thank you for the feedback. That was great. All right, I'll see all of you tomorrow.